Welcome to Gutter Trash, episode 254, Amazon Women on the Moon. My name is Eric.
Hi, I'm Jason.
Hello, Jason.
What's up, pal?
Nothing.
Well,
How are you?
I'm tired. This is usually 10 o'clock. It feels like 10 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock. So I'm sleepy.
Well, just because you're an idiot.
What was it?
Because you were given the perfect opportunity to get an extra hour of sleep.
I think I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I think I did.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Did you?
I think I'm pretty sure. No.
Okay, I didn't. I think I got less sleep than I would normally get on a Sunday.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, because of the time change that happened.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed up, technically, it was like 2:30 when I went to bed. But as I had forgotten to change the only clock that I own that actually physically needs changing, it was actually like 3:30, and then I slept till about 10. So only like 6 or 7 hours.
That's not too bad. 6 or 7?
No, that's not good.
Yeah.
Considering I only get like 4 throughout.
Oh, well, that's
the week.
well, yeah.
I try to catch up on the weekends.
You can't catch up.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
It's a day-by-day scenario.
It is not a day-by-day anything.
Oh, well, I guess that's why we're both cranky.
Sure, let's call it that.
But yeah, no, yeah, things are good. Things are good. Nothing too excited. I'm just, things are good. Yeah.
All right.
Halloween came and went.
Yes, it did.
It's too bad. I like Halloween.
Yeah, well, we spent an entire month celebrating it.
We should have done a podcast about Halloween.
If only we'd have had the forethought.
Oh, yeah, that would have been great.
We're dumb. We don't think in advance.
Maybe we should start recording them now about Halloween.
Okay.
So for next Halloween, we'll have them ready. So from here on out, we just do horror related.
I think we can do that, or we could do... Alright, here's my idea.
Okay.
Let us record over between now and next October 1st.
It's like another 11 months.
So in that 11 months, let's record 31 extra podcasts.
Right. So we can have one for every day of Halloween?
So we can have one for every day of Halloween next year.
The 31 days of Halloween.
Yeah.
I love it. I think we should do them all tonight.
The only thing is that I don't think we know 31 different people to have on the show.
Oh, it's true.
Combined.
We could have, Joe play many parts.
That's true. He's pretty good at that.
He could wear a monocle or something.
Right.
Doesn't translate well in
Not
the radio.
Yeah. But we'd know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we would
you
buy
can
that.
feel it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If we can see him in character, then that will get through to the listener.
It'll translate.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So apologies to the listener for bombarding you this entire month.
Oh, they skipped some.
Oh, I'm sure they should have.
Yeah.
They should have.
Although we had some good guests. There were some nice people.
Yeah.
Some nice town folk.
Yeah, town folk.
They're all from our town.
They are all from the town.
Yeah.
One of them isn't.
Huh?
Your lady.
Well, this is Dayton's. Xenia's part of Dayton, really.
Yeah, but we're Kettering folk.
I'm Dayton folk.
You're Kettering. I don't care what you keep trying to say. You're Kettering.
You can have that argument with the Postmaster General, sir.
45420.
Yep.
Kettering.
I'm Dayton.
Okay. tureen. But this is among the dumbest arguments we've ever had.
Oh, yeah, it's up there. Yeah. I'm sure we'll have it again.
Uh-huh.
We're like the Lockhorns.
And many others.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about this movie we watched.
We did watch a movie.
And it wasn't a horror movie.
No.
It was,
although there was an Invisible Man and a Wolf Man.
There was indeed.
And Jack the Ripper.
And the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, spoiler.
Amazon Women on the Moon.
Oh, yes.
Yes. A movie you and I collectively have never seen before.
Which is fucking weird.
I had seen pieces. Because I vaguely remembered the David Alan Grier segments, and I know that I had seen the Michelle Pfeiffer segment before.
Yeah. The Steve no, that's not the Steve Gutenberg. That's the hospital one, right?
Yeah.
I had never seen any of it.
All right.
Which is so weird, because this is exactly the kind of stuff I loved the year this came out, you know?
Right.
You know? Like,
1987.
Yeah, like dumb comedies, like, it reminded me of Kentucky Fried Movie quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
there is some connection between the two.
Is there?
I don't know for sure, but yeah, there is
some writers or something.
Something about the two. Yeah. Should have done some research.
No, why start now?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've also never seen Kentucky Fried Movie.
Oh wow, really? That was great. Yeah. But yeah, this one is like 20 skits by 6 directors, basically, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. There's a lot of skits.
Yeah.
Including a few that didn't make it.
Right. There's some deleted scenes.
Yeah.
I think we watched all the deleted scenes. I would say 100% for the best deleted. I didn't see one that should have been in the movie.
They were all good. Like the deleted ones were fine. But yeah, I don't think they would have added anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Some of them were, like the ventriloquist one was kind of weak.
It was kind of weak.
Yeah.
The unknown soldier one went on a little too long.
Right. Yeah.
Like
that would have been a good starter to the movie, because you're not quite sure. It looks real.
What's happening? Right?
Yeah, it's like dark and serious looking, and the comedy just kind of finds its way in.
Right.
So I could see that as like an opener, but anywhere else in the movie, I think it would have been too slow.
Right. And then there were some deleted scenes from the actual ones that were in the movie that didn't really add anything to those skits at all.
Right.
You know? In fact, I think one of them actually kind of ruins one of the skits. The one that features Bryan Cranston.
Right. Did you know he was in this before?
Yes.
Okay. I had no.
Well, I knew he was credited, but as we were watching the movie, I was like, well, I didn't see him at all.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of why I wanted to watch the deleted scenes.
Okay. To
see, because he's on the cast list.
I would never have recognized him.
He is young.
Yeah.
He is very young.
His voice sounds different too.
Well, he doesn't have too much to say, but I mean, yeah.
I wouldn't have. Yeah, I wouldn't have.
Age, takes its toll.
Right.
He's a man in his 50s now. I'm sure this was almost 30 years ago, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So, he was super young.
Right.
So this is, it's not really an anthology movie, but,
it kind of has some connective bits, like the Amazon Women on the Moon, is like a spoof of like Forbidden Planet or something, and it's kind of peppered all throughout the movie, and as one of the deleted scenes showed us, it was originally the beginning of the movie was, well, sort of an introduction to Amazon Women on the Moon. I don't know, but yeah, it's more just like a sketch comedy movie, sort of. And done in the 80s when they could show boobs and they could curse, and this was a way you could see it, because otherwise it was like HBO or Showtime. You couldn't. There wasn't a lot of channels that had this sort of comedy, on television. You know what I mean?
No. I do not know what you mean.
Like this kind of
This is a movie.
This kind of comedy now, though, you could see all over the TV now.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, sure.
Not with boobs and the swearing.
Oh, I'm sure. Showtime, HBO.
Showtime, HBO, but they could also do that back in the 80s, too.
Yeah, but who had Showtime or HBO in the 80s?
My parents.
Like 10 people.
Not necessarily the news? Come on.
What was that?
Not necessarily the news?
No.
It was an HBO show. It was The Daily Show before The Daily Show. But it was about fart jokes and boobs.
I never saw HBO or Showtime until probably I was in my 30s.
Right. Well, it's been around for a while.
Well, yeah.
And they could do exactly this kind of thing.
Was this on there, though, then?
I'm sure that whenever this movie came out, it eventually went to...
Oh, I mean like sketch comedy.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought they just showed movies only.
No. Yeah,
okay.
They've always had... Well, I don't know about Showtime, but HBO has always had, like, original programming.
Okay.
Like, not necessarily the news or First and 10.
Right. So I've never heard of those.
Other shows from the 80s that HBO had.
That's what I meant. Like, this, to me, this seemed more like a TV show of comedy sketches than it did a movie. But the time period it's from, it made me think that they did that as a movie because there were no TV shows like this. But maybe there were. I don't know.
They did it as a movie because it's a movie.
Right. But, I don't know. It just reminds me more of it.
And they could get away with this stuff in movies forever.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Right.
They could get away with it in movies, but it reminds me.
Still can't get away with this stuff on TV.
Except for on Showtime.
Except for on Showtime or HBO, which they were also doing prior to this movie ever coming out.
See, I did not know that.
Yeah. But on regular TV that us poor people have, they can't do any of this stuff.
Right. No.
Alright, I'm glad we got this cleared up.
It's cleared up?
No, it's not.
Yeah, okay.
You should never have brought it up.
What else am I going to talk about?
I don't know.
Our exciting lives.
We already did that. Our fascinating debate about Dayton versus Kettering.
Yeah, exactly. There's quite a number of awesome actors and actresses in this movie that I had no idea were in this movie. Yeah. Like your opening sequence with Arsenio Hall.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
Let's see. We've got Arsenio Hall. We've got the aforementioned Bryan Cranston in a deleted scene. We've got Michelle Pfeiffer, Steve Guttenberg, Griffin Dunne, Peter Horton, Ed Bigley Jr., Robert Picardo,
the old drunk guy from Gremlins.
Dick Miller.
Yeah. David Allen Greer.
David Allen Greer, of course. B.B. King.
Andrew Dice Clay.
Mark McClure. He was Jimmy Olsen, and he was in Back to the Future.
Yeah. Rip Torn.
Rip Taylor.
Rip Taylor, yeah.
Rip Torn is a different guy who was not in this movie, but probably should have been.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you do.
I know the name. I thought it was this guy.
No, it's not this guy.
Rip Van Winkle.
Robert Van Winkle, a.k.a. Vanilla Ice.
Yeah. My girlfriend saw Vanilla Ice play live.
Your current girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
She should have kept that to herself.
No, it's pretty cool.
No, it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Was it recent?
It was.
Because he's played around here recently.
It was neither recent nor original. It was in the middle.
All right.
Like after he was no longer cool.
Was it during his new metal days?
It was his Korn phase, yeah.
Nice.
When he redid Ice Ice Baby as like a Korn song. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, like, I love that song. All versions of it. Even the karaoke ones. More people should do that at karaoke.
I like the original version.
Mm-hmm.
When
the Queen song.
And David Bowie did it. Yeah.
It's
a little different.
Yeah, they didn't have the same lyrics.
Right.
It's probably because they're English. They didn't translate well.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, she told me that the other day. I was super impressed.
The other day she told you this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, we were talking about Ice Ice Baby or something.
We should watch his movie sometime.
Cool as Ice?
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen it.
I'm not surprised.
He rides like a crotch rocket motorcycle.
Yeah,
it's pretty
great. Anyway. Who else is in this movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
A bunch of people.
Yeah, Steve Allen.
Steve Allen.
There was this scene where one of the scenes is like a bunch of comedians roasting someone.
Yeah.
And it's like
painful?
It is bad. Like the comedians are all just fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And they're all like 80 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I've seen Steve Allen in something before, and I assumed that he was funny, but he wasn't in this, and neither were any of the other roasters.
No, not really.
One of them was so bad that it was almost an act of itself. Henny Youngman.
Yeah, he is, I believe, the originator of the joke, "Take my wife, please."
Oh, really? Okay, well then he's hilarious. I take it all back.
Sure, 70 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not good. And one of them was apparently so bad that he didn't even get any screen time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was there another one?
Yeah. I want to say that one of their jokes might have been funny, but I can't remember right off the top of my head. I do know that one of those comedians, Charlie Callis, we have seen him in a thing before.
Oh.
He played Sinestro in the Challenge of the Super Friends or Superheroes live action thing.
Oh, wow, really? Wow.
Yeah.
He was one of the comedians on the roast thing?
On this.
On the roasting?
Uh-huh.
I mean, yeah, I didn't recognize.
Because, he wasn't purple.
Oh, yeah, but I mean.
Wearing yellow spandex.
Which one was he?
He was the one of the bad ones.
He wasn't the black dude. That was something Slappy White.
Slappy White, yeah. And then he was the old Jewish guy.
Wow. I can't even remember that guy. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay, yeah, I remember him now.
Made a lot of weird noises.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. He was Sinestro.
I completely forgot that guy was even in the roasting thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Wow.
Sinestro.
There's a lot of awesome VHS-related jokes in this movie.
Yeah.
There's I think 3 skits about VCRs or TVs playing movies.
Yeah, time period.
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
VCRs were a thing.
I ain't complaining. Yeah. I love it.
There's a pretty funny piracy skit that is probably still relevant today.
All right. Yeah.
With the guy that played Blackula as the lead pirate.
Really?
Yeah.
You did your homework.
No, I recognized him.
Wow.
Because he's fucking Blackula.
Yeah. I thought that guy looked familiar, but I didn't know who he was. If you show me a guy dressed like a vampire, but then that's the only time I've ever seen him,
right.
And then you dress him like a pirate, I always think it's a completely different guy. I would never be good in police lineup, identification.
Especially at Halloween.
Oh, I'd be terrible at Halloween, right?
It's a good thing that you stayed in and didn't have to, testify against any criminals this Halloween.
That's true.
Yeah. So this movie seems like it's being very difficult for us to talk about.
Yeah.
Just mentioning people in it and
yeah, I mean, it was funny.
Things that happened.
It was funny and raunchy.
Yeah. Lots of boobs.
Yeah, lots of boobs.
Which I enjoy.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, some people don't.
Those people are wrong.
Yeah. It was cool to. I mean, it was I can't believe that I didn't see this in the 80s. I mean, just seeing the movie that has Steve Guttenberg and all this stuff. I'm like, what? How did I miss this?
Rosanna Arquette.
Yeah. And for some reason, I thought this movie was from the 60s or something.
Yes, you did. That was weird.
And I didn't know it was a skit movie. I thought it was Amazon Women on the Moon, and that was the plot of the movie. I thought it was some weird B movie or something, which is bizarre.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I never watched it.
Indeed.
And I know I've seen like the cover to the DVD is either a poster or an ad that I've seen a ton of times over the years, and like I don't know, it was probably not advertised in comics in the 80s, was it?
Probably not. No.
Yeah. So I don't know where I've seen it. Maybe
definitely not a kids movie.
No.
And at the time,
comics were for kids.
Yeah.
Maybe they had a movie poster of it at a video store I used to go to or something. But I know I recognize that cover.
Maybe even GameStop has it.
I remember it from like years and years and years ago. Like the cover.
I mean, yeah, I've seen the cover or the poster anyway. Various video stores throughout the years. Maybe the former video store that used to be in the shopping center there. Maybe they had one. I don't know. But it's of the Invisible Man with his head unraveling and like all the characters like popping out of the barrels. Right. It's a really nice illustration.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of Jack Davis a little bit.
I wouldn't have made that connection. That's cool though. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who did it or not, but that's what the illustration reminds me of.
It was Rob Liefeld.
It was Rob Liefeld. Because he reminds me of Jack Davis.
Yeah. He reminds me of Todd from Breaking Bad.
Huh?
He reminds me of Todd from Breaking Bad. Did you have a favorite skit?
I mean, every single time that David Alan Grier came on was absolutely wonderful.
It was amazing.
And there's nothing to them. Like, he's just singing just horrible songs.
Right.
But just could not stop laughing every single time.
Which blew me away because you don't really like to watch people sing.
I do not.
No.
But it was great to watch David Allen sing like a white dude.
He really sells it.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, he's Don Simmons' Black Man Without Soul.
Don No Soul Simmons.
And he sings like Burt Bacharach songs and whatever. And he just fucking sells it, man.
Oh, yeah.
He's great. David Alan Grier's a fucking genius.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
He should be in more things.
Oh, yeah. I love That's right. I love the Son of Invisible Man skit.
That was great.
That was awesome. Ed Bailey Jr. plays the Invisible Man's son.
Right.
And he found the formula to become invisible, so he believes.
Yep.
But, yeah, he's not invisible.
No, he's not. Spoiler.
Yeah. So he goes around doing things that you would think an invisible man would have fun doing while he's completely naked.
Yep.
But he's just a naked guy.
Yeah. There's another semi-recurring skit that happens that was pretty good. The Bullshit or Not. Right. Where they discover, they look into the mystery of Jack the Ripper. That's pretty great.
That was a great one. Yeah. I think Alan Moore, if he would have seen this film prior to Writing from Hell, he may have changed his theory.
I'm thinking maybe he did see this, and this is what gave him his idea to
Writing
from Hell. Yeah.
He just changed it a little bit.
Right, just a little bit here. Yeah. Any skit you hated?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I hated any of them.
I didn't care for the very first one with Arsenio.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I just, I don't know. Like, okay, so, like, the conceit of the movie, for the most part, is that we're watching a movie called Amazon Women from the Moon that's being broadcast, like, late nights, on this local TV station.
Right.
And just, there's a lot of commercials, and then, like, the movie breaks or whatever, so there's...
Channel changes,
so there's interruptions, and then, like, what we're watching is basically what's on the other channels or something.
Right.
Filler.
Yeah.
Except that, like, there's 3 or 4 things that happen that don't fit in with what's happening.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Arsenio thing. Like that's the very first thing in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't watching television, and he wasn't on television.
Right, yeah.
Actually, didn't he try to turn his television on?
He tried to, but it blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just his whole thing was just he's
having a shitty day.
Right, yeah. it's just, yeah, it was alright.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it doesn't really fit in with the theme. They should have cut that one out.
Yeah, they should have.
It was funny to see Arsenio Hall.
Oh, I like seeing Arsenio.
Yeah.
Have you watched his new show?
I have not. I heard he doesn't have a dog pound and he doesn't do the fist bump thing.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I'm out. I'm out.
I would think that's a reason to be in.
No, you're right. Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoy seeing Arsenio in movies.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's a good comedic actor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fucking Coming to America.
Oh yeah, he's awesome in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that talk show ruined his life.
You think?
I think so.
Oh.
I think he, if he hadn't have done the talk show, if he would have kept, maybe trying to push comedy in movies,
Right.
he might still be relevant.
I'm sure he made a lot of connections and had a lot.
I'm sure he did.
I mean, he could get all the drugs he wanted or whatever.
Right.
From he met everybody from like Zeus from the Wrestling Federation to like the Commodores probably. So
Right.
he's good. He's probably right.
I mean, I'm sure he's doing fine, but he's kind of
May have taken a more noble path.
yeah.
More creative.
More creative.
Yeah.
Definitely. And because I mean, the biggest thing about the fact that he's got the talk show again right now is that it's a joke. I mean, just nobody wanted that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, is it actually a joke? Like
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Like, he has a talk show now.
Okay.
But I mean, why? Why bother?
Right.
This is just like it feels and smells like the last desperate grasp of someone trying to hold on to relevancy.
I may have an unpopular opinion, but I think if Jimmy Fallon can have his own talk show, any fucking body can have his own talk show.
That's a given. And that is, in my opinion, not an unpopular opinion.
Oh, okay.
Because fuck that guy.
How, like, I had no problem with him on Saturday Night Live, but...
Oh, I did.
But I think he's the worst...
He's terrible.
He's the worst talk show host I've ever seen.
He's the worst talk show host I've ever seen. He is the worst actor on Saturday Night Live that I've ever seen. And there have been some really shitty people on Saturday Night Live.
Right.
Really shitty.
I would just say he's to talk shows what we are to podcasts.
That insults us.
Not sure.
No, I am.
Yeah.
We're better than Jimmy Fallon.
Wow, cool. Well, we don't have the Roots here, though.
No, that's true.
That would be awesome.
We can play the Roots.
Yeah.
Not today.
Oh, okay.
Next time.
All right. Oh, you have a song already picked up.
Huh?
You already have a song queued up.
Not really.
Oh, okay.
But, I also don't have any Roots. But I know you do. So
Yeah, I've got some.
you may have even picked them in the past.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure I have. But, they have an album with Elvis Costello?
Really?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
It's weird. I've heard one track from it. It's not bad.
Not an Elvis Costello guy.
I don't love or hate Elvis Costello, and I could not name one of his songs, but...
I don't love or not hate him.
Yeah. Oh.
I just, down the middle, dislike him.
Because of the Elvis name. He's taking it from the king.
Well, I mean, if I wanted to dislike him because his name is Elvis, then I would also dislike Elvis because his name is Elvis. Because I don't like Elvis.
Oh, okay.
But I particularly don't like Elvis Costello because I think he's not does not make the kind of music that I enjoy listening to.
I don't think I can name one of his songs. I'm sure I've seen him on like Saturday Night Live clips, best of ofs or whatever. But yeah, it was
some on The Simpsons once.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Man, why don't we get on The Simpsons? Everybody's on The Simpsons
Because we're terrible.
We're not celebrity. Yeah. Has he been on The Simpsons?
Probably.
Oh man.
So Jimmy Fallon's terrible.
Yeah.
That we agree on.
But Arsenio Hall is not.
Arsenio Hall is not terrible,
Yeah.
and it's a shame that he has this talk show again that only further perpetuates the myth that he is terrible.
Right. Oh.
Because he is not. He can do better.
So we could talk about the awesome directors in this movie.
Yeah, we can.
There's some good ones.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of these guys were part of this.
There's a couple that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Such as Robert Weiss and Carl Gottlieb. I don't know who those guys are.
Yeah, me neither.
I did not do the research to find out if they had done anything else. There may have been a couple of other directors that I can't recall. But there was also Peter Horton, who was actually in the hospital one with Michelle Pfeiffer as the husband.
Oh, okay. The guy with the mullet?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's from 30-something, I believe.
Huh. Yeah. Huh.
And then, let's see, then there's John Landis.
Yeah.
Who, I guess, this was, well, he was the producer of it, so, but he also directed a couple of the segments.
Yeah.
And Joe Dante.
Right. Yeah.
Who, this is actually the second anthology movie, this week, that he directed a segment of.
Oh, yeah?
Seen. Yeah.
Was it VHS, too?
No. Well, and when I say that I saw this other movie, I watched about half an hour of it before I gave up on it. It was called Trapped Ashes, and it was a horror anthology thing, and he directed the wraparound segment. Because it had at least one of his go-tos that is in everything that he's ever directed, the aforementioned Dick Miller.
Oh, yeah? Okay, cool. So, yeah, okay. So did he direct the part with Dick Miller in this one? Probably, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah. Because, he did Gremlins.
And
something else we watched recently, right?
I don't know about us watching recently, but...
I feel like we watched a movie that had his name on the credits. Was it Amazon Women from the Moon?
It was Amazon.
That's what it was. Yeah. I knew there was one.
Let's see, Gremlins, Small Soldiers,
Amazon Women from the Moon. Trapped Ashes.
Ashes.
I'm probably just reimagining it.
Yeah. I enjoy his movies.
Mm-hmm.
The ones I've seen.
It's good.
Except for Trapped Ashes, which was not very good.
John Landis, always
John Landis, I enjoy quite a few of his movies as well.
American Werewolf in London.
Yep.
Paris. London.
Yeah. I don't believe he had much or anything to do with the
Paris.
Yeah. Hopefully not.
No.
Except it's awful.
I haven't seen it.
Don't. No. Do not.
I was going to pick it for day 7 of our 31-day Halloween movie spectacular.
I guess with 31 days, we're going to kind of have to not be so
right. We're going to watch all 26 Hellraiser movies. Except for the first 2, because those are terrible. Yeah. Yeah.
It was enjoyable.
It was cool. Yeah. Especially if you grew up in the 80s, where you can relate to the humor, because some of it is a little dated. Like mostly the references and things. I mean, there's not a lot of references to like, news events.
No,
but
I mean,
just VCRs and whatnot.
Right. Or they make a reference to video discs, which
Yeah.
is pretty funny.
Yeah. I think that's the only time I've ever seen a video disc outside of GameSwap in my entire life. I saw those for sale at GameSwap used, and I'd never even heard of video discs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we could be talking about two different things. There's the kind that they're laser discs, which are just like giant LP-sized DVDs, basically.
Right.
Except they're not digital, they're analog. And then there's the kind that look like a giant floppy disk.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Some friends of mine, when I was like a little kid, like 2 doors down, they had a player, and I had like episodes of, I think they had Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and they had like episodes of Masters of the Universe.
Oh, wow, the cartoon.
Yeah, and some other stuff like on those big giant, like, I mean, they're like the size of a record, but they look and feel like those floppy disks.
Yeah, how does that even work?
Like you stick it in the player, and it would play, but then like after like 10 minutes or so, you'd have to like flip it over and put it back in.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, it was terrible.
So like a movie is on more than one disc?
I think the movie was on one disc, but I mean you did
flip it over.
Flip it over,
right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
But even like the laser discs, you have to flip over as well.
Yeah, I watched a couple laser discs, and I was like the guy was like so excited, my buddy, and he was like, yeah, it's the peak of technology. It was like when it was new. And he brought it, like, I went over his house and we watched it. And, I was a kid. I went over with my brother because, you know, I was just some kid. And he, I mean, I didn't drive or anything. I was like 14 or 13. And I remember watching.
So you were just starting your career.
I was just starting my career. And, we watched Backdraft because this guy was a fireman. And, he was so excited. And I'm like halfway through the movie, you know, he's like, check out the sound. He had it all set up, you know, surround sound. And then halfway through the movie, you know, he had to flip it over, and we were all just like, we all just kind of looked at each other like, what the fuck?
Right.
This is worse than a VHS tape. You have to flip it over.
You know what's kind of funny is that, and by kind of funny, I mean not at all. But I'm going to tell this story anyway.
All right.
When my parents first got a DVD player, you know, after months of trying to get it set up for them, you know, with the surround sound and everything like that, they went out and they bought like a couple of movies, just like 2 or 3 movies, just to have, you know, so that they could play DVDs.
Yeah.
And my dad got Michael Bay's Pearl Harbor.
Ooh, cool.
And so there was just one Sunday or whatever, I was over there, and he was like, "Do you want to watch it?" And I was like, "Okay, sure." You know, like, I didn't have the absolute disgust that I have for Michael Bay right now. Right. But we watched it, and I played half of the movie, and then he had to get up and put a second disc in to play the rest of the movie.
Really?
On DVD.
On DVD?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Like it's just stopped?
Like it just like it got to like the end of a scene, and then it kind of like faded to black, and then like words came in. Please put in disc 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like exceptionally long?
Yeah, it was like 3 hours.
Yeah, it's not like 5 hours.
Yeah.
I've never seen any version of Pearl Harbor.
Right, but I mean, you know, like you know, they put TV shows out on DVD that are, you know, I mean, can fit like 5 episodes on the disc.
Right.
You know, like hour-long episodes.
Right. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. I mean, usually, I mean, you can get DVDs that have 2 discs, but 1 disc has, like, extras.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. I've never heard of that.
Yeah. It was weird and bullshit.
But was that, like, the first time you watched the DVD?
No, not for, yeah.
So,
not at all, yeah.
So it did seem strange to you at the time.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've never heard of that. Huh. Wow.
So anyway, what we're saying is that it sucks to have to get up in the middle of a movie
and
like, do something
it ruins it. It ruins it, yeah.
Like, I don't know, like watching like half an hour of it and then pausing it to, you know,
to go pee.
To go pee and, you know, take another half hour or so. Whatever.
Who would do that?
Just horrible people.
Yeah. I remember I also watched Backbeat on Laserdisc at another guy's house because actually he was friends with the fireman and he saw the Laserdisc and this guy was under the spell. He was like, "Yeah, these are cool."
Right.
And so he bought a Laserdisc player. And
so you've only seen Laserdiscs that have the word back in them.
Oh, weird. That is weird. Yeah. Backdraft, Backbeat. I was going to watch Back to the Future on one, but then they all went out of style before I got a chance. But yeah, I know my friend who, the Johnny Come Lately Laserdisc guy, he watched Backbeat with me at his house, and then like not too long after that he sold his Laserdisc player. So he was like under the enchantment spell at first, but he quickly saw the error of his ways.
You know, I was I don't know. It's outdated technology, and DVDs and Blu-ray are better than Laserdiscs ever were. But, you know, I go to GameSwap, and I see that they have a stack of Laserdiscs, and I'm just like, this is fascinating. And I sometimes think about buying a Laserdisc player.
Really?
Just to have some of those movies on Laserdisc.
Are they super cheap? Or?
I mean, I'm guessing the player, I think they sold a player there for like $30-$40.
Right.
And the Laserdiscs are like the price of like DVDs or
DVDs. I mean, I was going to say, if they're like $1 each, like, hey, maybe that'd be
right.
But
yeah, I mean, there's, because, I mean, they're
collectible.
Collectible, yeah.
I can remember when I was shopping at, there's a record store, Renaissance Music Media.
Right.
he was really into Laserdiscs. Like, he was the only person in town that sold them at one point, like when they were first out. And like, I think that's where both of those guys got their backdraft and backbeat. And like, he was Jeff was a huge proponent of Laserdiscs, and he was like, oh yeah, these are the next big thing. And you know, for a minute he was totally right, but
I mean, it paved the way for DVDs and Blu-ray and whatever else is next, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess streaming is going to be the big thing. I guess it is the big thing. So I don't know. Whatever. It's weird that you know, apparently that guy was into progressive technology, whereas our friend Matt Brassfield, who currently sells Laserdiscs, is only into regressive technology.
He's more of he's got the Devo philosophy.
Right. Yeah. Doesn't want to get a Blu-ray player. I'm surprised he has DVDs. But thankfully he does, otherwise we would have watched this.
That's true, yeah, we couldn't find a copy.
Yeah. Luckily he had one hidden at his mom's house.
Right.
But yeah, like he's not into streaming or downloading or anything like that. He always wants something on a physical format. And apparently the older the better.
You know, it's weird, like half of me totally respects that, and then the like environmentalist in me, like I am torn between just selling all of my crap and getting digital versions of it, like music and comics. But then, you know, that's like the hippie in me, but the collector nerd in me loves having the actual tangible thing.
I love having stuff.
Yeah.
I can't deny that. But
it's a sickness, though.
It is a little bit of a sickness when we are, at our cores, addicts.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we're stuff addicts.
Yeah. I mean, instead of drugs, we get comics and toys and movies and other useless bullshit and ruin lives in the process.
Right, yeah. Ours and others.
Right. But, you know, it just... Yeah, at the same time, I like to embrace new technology. And you know, because I know that eventually I'm going to have to move out of this place, and the less stuff I have, probably the better.
Yeah. Moving is the time I especially realize that I should have less
and you've
stuff.
done it quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. I've lived like 14 places in the last 15 years.
Right.
Yeah.
I've only ever lived in this place and in my mom's house, but, you know, as I've accumulated more and more, as I try to desperately hold on to my childhood.
Right.
You know.
That's what we're all doing.
I'm trying to have a childhood with a paycheck.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
And
it's tough.
It's going to be a bitch and a half to move the 17 long boxes, maybe more. I don't know.
Yeah, I would help, but I am out of town that weekend when you're moving.
Of course you are.
Joe G's here, though.
Okay.
And Matt Pressfield.
I can always rely on those guys.
Yeah. I did watch a documentary along these lines called Surviving Progress. And I mean, it's more about the, you know, just like the population growth and than it is about technologies and laserdiscs.
It's about culling the population.
Yeah, it's saying it basically suggested to my subconscious mind that everyone needs to kill 12 people by the end of the year.
Okay.
To help the population go down.
Get behind that.
Yeah.
I've got a list.
Yeah. Are there any celebrities on your list, or is it all people you've encountered?
It's mostly people I've encountered, but I could probably knock a couple of those out and then replace them with celebrities.
Right, right. Because, I mean...
Because there are celebrities I don't like and should not be around.
Right. Oh, yeah. Can you name one?
Kim Kardashian.
Well, right.
Paris Hilton.
But would you save the celebrity for last? So, you know, they wouldn't...
So I can get away with the others?
Exactly, because they don't really care if you're just killing some guy in Dayton.
Right.
Like the guy at Burger King. I know he's on your list. But nobody's going to come looking for you when you kill him, but...
And he's a minority, so that's just going to get ignored that he's dead.
See, it's
that's
terrible.
The way the police work.
That's right. It's unfortunate. Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. He's not on my list because he's a minority.
Right.
He's a dickbag.
Right. Yeah, you're not a monster.
Right.
You wouldn't kill someone based on their skin tone, but based on their inopportune jokes.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. That's perfectly acceptable in our society.
Yeah, what celebrity would you kill?
If I could kill, I guess Charlie Adler.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's not a celebrity.
No, and I wouldn't kill him.
I've done nothing.
I have nothing against him. Like, he did me a favor. He saved me $3 a month. If anything, I owe him like $50. Like, you know. I don't know. I don't think because no one's really affected me like that, you know.
Well, then why did you ask me?
I was just curious.
Because ideally, none of those people affect me. They just shouldn't be around.
I'm sure there's one. That I can't stand.
Roman Polanski.
I actually like his movies.
So you support pedophilia and rape?
No.
Okay.
But I like Rosemary's Baby. That was a good movie. Yeah.
Orson Scott Card, do you like him?
Oh, I do not like him. That would be a good one. Yeah, sure. The world could do without an Orson Scott Card. I mean, because first of all, he's already left his mark. Like, it's not like he didn't get to affect the world. He put out whatever that book was. Ender's Game. Everybody loves it. Everybody's creaming their pants over it.
I guess so. Yeah.
I've had like
stupid bullshit to me.
I've had two different people go, I know he's an asshole and he's horrible, but you should totally read that book. It's awesome. I was like, there's no way I could read that book knowing it'd be like having a Hitler painting. Like, it's really good. Yeah.
His people though are a little sketchy.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Was that guy in this movie?
What? Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Robert Picardo.
Yeah, he looked familiar.
Also in a lot of Joe Dante movies. Inner Space is another Joe Dante movie.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we never watched that together. For a second there, I was like, that's the one. No, it wasn't. But yeah, sure, kill Orson Scott Card. That's fine.
Right. Even if that guy wasn't just a homophobic, bigoted asshole, I would still have no desire to read Ender's Game.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard it's really good by people whose opinions I respect on literature, obviously not on people, because they're like, yeah, you can overlook that and read it. And, no, I can't.
Yeah. Anywho, Amazon Women on the Moon. It was okay.
Yeah, it was good. It was funny.
Fun.
It was funny.
Yeah.
And it's different enough, like it made a joke at the beginning about short attention span.
Yeah.
And it is like that. Like every 3 minutes, there's something different. Yeah.
It's a pretty short movie too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's her face? Carrie Fisher is also.
Oh yeah. She was good.
Yeah.
Get to see her gams.
Yeah, we did. I enjoy seeing her not in Star Wars.
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't happen a lot.
She was great in The Man with One Red Shoe.
I don't remember her in that.
Yeah.
I liked her in The Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
The Burbs.
Mm-hmm.
Another Joe Dante movie.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, Joe Dante.
Yeah, do it up. Yeah, Dick Miller's in that one too.
Yeah, he is.
So he's like, Dick Miller's like Joe Dante's Sam Raimi's car.
Yeah, kind of. Uh-huh. Hey, quick question about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought it was him, but maybe it wasn't. But you're the man with the keen eye and
what? I didn't recognize Bryan Cranston.
But you would recognize this guy, I would assume, if you saw him. But did I see Harry Dean Stanton in this movie?
No, at the bar.
Yeah,
that guy looks like Harry Dean Stanton because I saw you look over at me, and and like whenever you look over at me, like with that specific look, I'm like, wait a minute, is Harry Dean Stanton on the screen? And I looked, and it was a guy that looked like Harry Dean Stanton.
Not actually Harry Dean Stanton.
I knew that look.
All right.
It was that. Is this Harry Dean Stanton look?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fun movie.
Yeah, it is.
You should totally, if you like this, you should totally check out Kentucky Fried Movie because it's real similar, but it has more boobs.
I would. I was planning on seeing the movie anyway.
Yeah, but
now I'm sold.
Yeah.
No, yeah, Joey Travolta's.
Oh, yeah. and a monkey in a spacesuit.
Oh, yeah, that's always adorable.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
All right. Take a break?
Sure.
I apologize that we barely talked about this movie.
Yeah, well, why?
Whatever.
They know by now.
It's against my uniform to be a civil judge. All the songs are history now about or more. You talk of all the vandals. Well, heck, I'll read them all. And we're sad and sorry. We're really sorry that it happened that way. Yes, we're so sorry. But why you have to treat us that way?
Hi, it's Gutter Trash.
Hello.
What's up?
Yo.
We're here.
We are.
We've done this before. We'll do it again.
Yep. Sorry.
Yeah. So what's up, buddy?
No, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing terribly exciting.
Did you lose power or anything during the crazy windstorm on Halloween night?
I did not.
It flickered at our place.
But I heard some wind, but that was pretty much it. I did not, didn't experience a thing here.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I guess there possibly was a tornado that touched down in Vandalia that night.
Well, I did not hear a thing about that either.
Because a restaurant was completely destroyed by the wind, and a truck flipped over. So it's pretty crazy.
Could have been the Hulk.
It does sound like his MO. Like the restaurant was closed,
Right,
he got pissed,
Yep.
flipped the truck, and destroyed the restaurant.
Yeah.
That could happen. Yeah.
I think, if there were a Hulk, the government would cover it up with stories of like
tornadoes
and whatever.
And didn't they in the movie?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Realities are blurring.
Yeah. So basically, and I mean, Bruce Banner's from Dayton.
It's true. It's true. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I don't know which specific zip code he lived in. So it could have been Kettering.
Yeah. But he still calls it Dayton because it sounds cooler. I'm from the streets, man. I'm not from your shiny suburb. I live in the hood. Okay, I do have a lot of... Okay, our neighborhood is kind of going down in value. I think there's been some honkies move in, and they're just walking around shirtless. And every time I see one walking down the sidewalk, I want to cross to the other side of the road.
Well, you should.
Yeah. I mean, I'm serious. They're like... It's just this family of white people with no clothes, apparently, that love to be outside.
Yeah.
It's... and their kids are so loud. Their kids are so loud. Oh, my God. I think
they live right next to you?
It's weird. They live like if you walk down the sidewalk from my house, like 2 houses to the corner, and then you turn the corner, they're like another 2 houses. Okay. But their backyard completely, like...
It's catty corner?
Yeah, so like I could throw a softball to them and they could throw it back to me really easily. And, like, you know, I don't want to be racist against these white people, but, as soon as they moved in, like a week later, is when my car got broken into in my backyard. And like, I used to always like, I mean, they can see my car where it's parked from their backyard. And every time I walk around, you know, like I would just, you know, walk and open my car door and get right in. So like, and they were always in the backyard, always. So I'm like they would know that, you know, my car wasn't locked. I don't want to, you know, judge. But you know how it is with white people.
Yeah. I mean,
George W. Bush was white.
George W. Bush was white.
Christopher Columbus was white.
Yep. Ed Bigley Jr.
White.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jason Young.
Totally white.
Yep.
I may have actually been the one that broke into my car.
You did know that it was unlocked.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. I had my shirt on though. So.
Yeah, that's true.
I always keep my shirt on.
I've never, I think, said this out loud, but I do appreciate you always keeping your shirt on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's weird that I do have to say that.
Yeah.
But that's the society we live in now.
Yeah, isn't that sad?
Yeah.
I mean, because, I mean, you know, chances are, like, if I didn't know you very well, you might not know that, you know, I didn't wear a shirt if I didn't wear one.
Right.
But since we've spent a lot of time together over the years, you'd think I'd be like, you don't care if we watch this movie without my shirt on, right?
Right.
That's cool, right?
No, yeah.
But,
no,
like, I've never done that.
It's a mutual respect between us that you keep your shirt on.
I do have a photo I actually just saw, like, 2 days ago of me and the drummer from the band I was in, my friend Nick. One day on a Sunday afternoon, we decided to take our shirts off and drink cans of beer and watch a movie together. And and my girlfriend took photos. So we were, you know, we were getting into it.
Did you fuck each other afterwards?
No, it was not sexual at all. We even sat on different pieces of furniture the entire time.
You know, yeah, I just, I like you. But, as much as humanly possible, I'm going to try to keep my shirt on around you.
Yeah, yeah. I love that.
And I hope you would do the same for me.
I love that line of thinking.
All right. And any other of my friends out there that would be listening, I hope the same goes for us too.
You know, I had a friend, a good friend that he was so into always keeping his shirt on that he would not even take his shirt off when he had sex with his wife.
Really?
She told us that.
Huh.
She's like, yeah, he doesn't like to take his shirt off ever.
I would think that that bit of information would be something that would also be kept to oneself.
You would think so, but I would rather have that information than to see my friend without a shirt.
That's true. Well, yeah.
And it wasn't like he was like out of shape. I mean, he was like a nice buff. Like, I mean, like he was in shape.
Right. Did he have 4 nipples or something like that?
I see. I don't know. I've never seen him without a shirt. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe he had some horrible tattoo. Maybe he had a Nazi tattoo or something.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
No.
I'm assuming he would take it off when he showered.
I would imagine.
Right,
yeah. But he was into punk rock, so maybe he just didn't shower.
That's true. Yeah. Maybe that's why he was keeping his shirt on, because it's punk rock to keep your shirt on when you're having sex.
Is it really? See, I was so unpunk that I didn't even know that. Yeah, punk rockers usually do have shirts on.
Yeah.
Usually. I mean, they're usually torn up and
right.
feces stains or whatever, but
Right.
yeah.
I've got a friend that I used to hang out with a lot more. I don't hang out with very much anymore. By that I mean at all. But just for lack of time and money. But he enjoyed being in various stages of shirtlessness.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like he would wear a wife beater, most of the time, and then have like a button-up shirt on top of that with maybe like one button buttoned.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But then sometimes he would just be wearing that button-up shirt with one button buttoned but no undershirt.
Okay.
A lot.
All right. Was that an exhibitionist kind of thing? Or
I don't know
was
what it. I think it was just a
Comfort?
just a comfort thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just liked to be mostly shirtless.
Was he from a cooler? Was he from Alaska? Maybe.
No,
Okay.
he was from not great part of Dayton.
Okay. Not the 20 zip code.
Not the 20 zip code. Yeah, I don't know the exact zip code, but I mean, this is a neighborhood that while driving to his house once, I just saw a family of mostly naked kids playing out in their yard, and there was just a toddler just standing in the middle of the street in a diaper.
Oh.
Just in the middle of the street.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not like a dirt road. It's
No,
like,
yeah, it was a street.
Right.
And, just nobody, apparently
Yeah.
cared that they were there.
That sucks.
So that's the kind of neighborhood that he grew up in. So I'm just assuming that that may have rubbed off on him a little.
Oh, maybe like to him, he's pretty clothed.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's like
right.
twice as much clothes as a normal human.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You know? So yeah, that's not his fault.
Yeah.
No. It's environment.
Yeah.
Nature versus nurture.
Yeah.
This has been Shirt Talk.
Yes, it does.
I saw R.I.P.D. this week.
Ooh, why?
Yeah, I just thought it would be fun, and it was. It was not by any stretch of the means a great movie, but it was a fun movie. I always love to see Kevin Bacon doing his thing.
Yeah.
I like Kevin Bacon.
I didn't even know he was in that movie.
Yeah, he's kind of not in the trailers.
No. Yeah.
And then Jeff Bridges doing his new lifetime impression of Rooster Cogburn,
Right.
which is unfortunate, but it was good.
Yeah.
Even Jeff Bridges was good.
I'll just take your word for it because I don't think you could pay me to watch that movie.
It doesn't seem like. I mean, it looked like it was going to be a Men in Black ripoff, and it was a Men in Black ripoff.
Right.
But for some reason, I still thought it was really fun.
All right. Well, again, taking your word on that one.
All right.
Because I will not be watching it on my own. Under my own free will.
You'd veto?
I would veto.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't waste a veto, but I would assume since you've already seen it, you wouldn't pick it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe like a year from now or something. It's weird that we still have the veto system because I think, I know I've never used a veto.
Right.
And I think maybe you did once.
I think at least twice.
Have you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We should update our veto laws because apparently we've got a bigger veto cushion than we really need.
Right. I think the veto is fine where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it, 3 a year?
3 a year for each of us, yeah.
But that seems like a lot. Like, because in 4 years we've had 2 vetoes.
Right. So, let's, no, yeah, well, we should keep it in place.
You're just afraid I'm going to pick some shit.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't veto anything. I just don't read it if it looks like it's going to be terrible. That's my own version of a veto.
Yeah. At least with the because, I mean, I guess technically we don't have to watch the movies together, but
We always have.
we always have,
single
except for
time.
one time we haven't.
What? Which one?
The Proposition.
Really?
Yeah. We did not watch that together.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh. I don't know what the circumstances was. We could not get together to watch that movie, and so I watched it first, and then I lent it to you.
Wow, okay.
And you lent it to me.
Oh, that's weird. I don't even remember that.
But, you know, I mean, 5 years, only one movie that we haven't watched together out of everything.
Right.
You know, and I think that, that's a good thing to have in place, because you might... Actually, I would say that I would probably be the guilty one of just deciding not to watch the rest of the movie. If, like, 10 minutes in, I was like, this is bullshit.
Right. Or I could catch you if you're playing on your phone the whole time or something. Right.
Yeah.
Should we start reading the comics in the same room together?
No. Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
If only we, like, it was like the Three Stooges where we slept in the same bed together. And we could just read it at the same time.
Right.
Like, are you done with that page?
Yeah. You know, I mean, there's been, I mean, not any kind of serious talk, but we've talked once or twice about, you know, thinking that we'd be okay roommates.
Right.
I think if we did, we should do it old-timey and, you know, sleep in the same room at least.
Have those, like, sleeping hats and the sleeping...
You know, and, you know, separate beds, you know, but together. You know,
right.
With just, you know, a nightstand between us.
I wanna say the Three Stooges all were just in one big bed.
But they were brothers.
Yeah. Were they?
Yeah.
Were they brothers?
Most of them.
Okay.
Yeah. At least 2 out of the 3.
Like, Larry and
Mo.
Were they brothers?
I think so, yeah.
I think you might be right.
Yeah.
I don't know that. Yeah. Shemp, not a brother.
Shemp was a brother.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Larry Howard, Mo Howard, and Shemp Howard, yeah.
Wow.
I think Curly was the odd man out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, one of the Curlys was
Joe.
a brother. Curly Joe, yeah, was
the brother.
Yeah. Curly Joe Besser, I believe, who was, I think, related to comedian Matt Besser of Upright Citizens Brigade fame.
Wow. It's good genealogy.
Yeah. It's just useless bullshit in my head.
That's cool.
Yeah, if we ever moved in together, we should totally, you know, just do that. The whole the sleeping gown and the caps.
Can we have a candle on that nightstand?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like on a little tin carrying cup or whatever.
A little handle. Yep.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I mean, let's throw Doogie in this situation.
Yeah. I think he would be a great third chair. Like, if he just wandered in on every episode, like he was like the Kramer from our Seinfeld, you know? Yeah. Like, hey, look, it's Doogie. And like 3 minutes later, you're like, oh, whoa, weird, Doogie's gone.
Right, yeah.
And it's funny, we were watching that documentary I told you about, the Survive in Progress, and there was this hilarious moment where, like I'm sitting in a chair and Doogie's like just laying there on the floor watching the movie, and they're talking about, they're like, it used to be, it would take 1,000 years for population to increase as much as it does every like 2 years now.
Right.
And they're like, but then, we figure out some things like we warm milk to like kill bacteria, the pasteurization process. And I looked over Doogie, I was like, some of us don't. And he was like, yep, I'm doing my part. Like, again, to slow population growth. He's not drinking pasteurized milk. That was pretty awesome.
You know what it really is, though. It's those people that moved in behind you that are destroying the world.
Oh yeah,
overpopulation.
They're kids. I know, right? Like
idiocracy is happening.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it kind of scares me that I think this way, but I've thought this way for years, and I've never, like, no amount of questioning this thought pattern has made me change my mind. I honestly think you should have to apply to get kids.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think there should maybe even be something in the water supply that that keeps people sterile.
Right.
And then you have to actually pay money for an antidote to that.
Right.
I really think that's a good idea.
I think that's a brilliant fucking idea.
Yeah. Just put it in Mountain Dew.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe in the sour cream gun at Taco Bell. we'd be saving lives.
Yeah. I mean, I've enjoyed a Mountain Dew or two in my time.
Right.
But I do always ask for no sour cream at a Taco Bell.
I always have sour cream on my Taco Bell, and I am fine with being sterile.
I mean, I think eventually I would like to have kids, but as a 35-year-old man that no woman has ever shown an interest in, that's just not going to be happening anytime soon. So, what the fuck? Let's bring on the Mountain Dew.
Yeah, we're getting too old for it. Yeah. I mean, we don't want to be 50 having kids,
Right, yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But, I mean, clearly we're dumb.
Oh?
Clearly we're not providing anything to society.
This is news to me.
Oh, no, it's not. On paper, maybe, we should never have offspring of our own.
Well, you gotta put paper down so you don't get liquid all over the place.
But I'd say we were slightly more qualified and probably some of the people who should be having offspring and instead of the people who actually are.
Right, yeah.
Again, and we're idiots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what does that say?
Right.
And I honestly think there's a fair shot that the world's worst parents could produce a child who grows up to be a good person if he or she finds other role models at a young age. Yeah. That's totally possible,
but not likely.
Yeah.
There's comedian Mike Schmidt recently put out a CD of his. It's not stand up, but he does a one-man show, and he had a joke in it about this woman that he knew when he was a kid who was pregnant at the time and drinking a beer and smoking a cigarette and then threatening to go kick some woman's ass, and he described the baby that was inside of her as just stewing up an awful kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens.
Oh, yeah.
But, time marches on. Progress, man. It's all progress. I do want to watch that movie again because I had to stop it in the middle.
This is the third time you've seen it now?
I've only seen it once. Oh, okay. Yeah, just this morning.
Right.
I just got it from the library. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, a lot of it is no-brainer stuff. It's don't waste as much resources.
Right.
Duh. But yeah, I don't know. I'll check it out again.
Yeah. I haven't watched too many things lately. I watched VHS last night.
Yeah. With me.
With you, yeah.
That was good.
It was another anthology movie.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was it really did start off so brash and crazy.
Right.
That I really didn't think I was going to enjoy it. Because it starts off pretty fucking crazy.
Right.
And loud and
obnoxious.
Yeah. And just cameras going every direction, handheld cameras. But yeah, it really turned out to be a pretty good movie.
Yeah. I had watched VHS 2 the day before that. Because I've seen the one we watched last night a couple times already.
Mm-hmm.
Which I didn't care for it too much the very first time I watched it. Then I watched it again, and I actually liked it a lot more.
Right.
And yesterday I felt pretty much the same about it. But I watched the sequel, which is just, it's got a completely different setup and different stories. It's an anthology. With one thread of a connection between the two.
Right.
But I loved it a lot more than I did the first one. I liked the first one.
It makes me definitely want to see the second one.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all I've watched recently.
You didn't watch the Charlie Brown Halloween special?
I did not, no.
I did, and it was weird because it's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown's from the 66 or something.
Right.
And then immediately after they showed another one from the early 70s called You're Not Elected Charlie Brown.
Uh-huh.
And I have never ever seen that, or if I did, I just don't remember it at all.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it was
I've heard of the big ones.
Yeah.
Christmas one and the Halloween one, yeah.
But this one was, and the Thanksgiving one. That's super depressing. But this one, I actually liked the You're Not Elected one better. than It's the Great Pumpkin, but it was Charlie Brown was running for class president or whatever. But yeah, it was really good. And I couldn't believe I'd never seen it, or I thought maybe I'd just forgotten it, but it makes me feel better that you haven't seen it.
Right. Yeah, I'm not a Charlie Brown guy though. Anyway, so I think we discussed that.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I never liked the cartoons, and I can see why watching this. I mean, they're pretty slow.
Right.
I mean, they have a lot of the same. Like It's the Great Pumpkin. Charlie Brown is basically. It seems to me like it's a bunch of Sunday comics put into a story.
Right.
And it's cool, but it's very slow, and I can see why as a kid, I would have wanted something much more fast moving.
Right.
But I always did like the comic strip, but just the cartoons not so much.
Like I said, I watched like the first 30 minutes of Trapped Ashes. So I saw, it's also an anthology movie. And I watched, the first 2 story segments, and they weren't great. And then, the Joe Dante wraparound was still ongoing, so.
Did you watch the rest of the Joe Dante thing, at least?
No.
So that was that bad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was boring. And, the 2 stories... Not directed by Joe Dante, but they were terrible. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've done, other than just fuck around on my computer and work.
Well, I think I know something you might do this coming week.
Ooh.
There's a comic book I was going to have us read for the show.
I enjoy reading. I have actually been reading a comic book on and off.
Oh, which one?
An anthology.
Yeah, you're into those.
It's actually... Grendel, Red, White, and Black is what I've been reading.
Is it an anthology?
It's an anthology.
Okay.
Different. It's all written by Matt Wagner, but drawn by different artists. Cool. Short stories.
Sweet.
Some pretty good ones. I have that, and there was one that came out like a couple years before that called Black, White, and Red.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. I remember they did that. They switched. That's not confusing.
No. Yeah. Yeah. Which one do I own? Which one don't I own?
Yeah. Exactly.
But now I know for sure that I own both of them. And I enjoy those, but it's weird because I've never really read any other Grendels other than that, but I like them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Wow.
So I've been reading a comic this past week.
Sweet.
But now I'm going to read another one.
You're going to read another one? I hope. Unless you use one of those aforementioned vetoes.
I always have the V on my lips as you say it.
That's not the only place you have a V.
Ooh.
What?
I don't know.
But to the best of my memory, which is not saying much,
right?
We've never reviewed any Jack Kirby comics?
No.
Yeah. That should be remedied.
Yeah, it should, I guess. I mean, this is just me talking, but I noticed that you didn't walk in with anything.
That's true.
And I don't actually own any Jack Kirby comics.
Right.
So I hope that you're going to eventually let me read this thing.
Yeah. I haven't read it yet, but I'm sure I can read it tomorrow and bring it by Monday or Tuesday. But it's a book that he wrote and drew himself in the early 70s called In the Days of the Mob.
Okay.
And it's basically Jack Kirby telling old 30s mobster stories.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of this thing.
It was originally released as a single-issue magazine in like 1971, and they planned a second issue, and it never got published. But like 2 months ago, actually, when I was still working at Mavericks, I ordered a copy of the hardcover because they're
okay, it's one of those things.
Yeah,
they did one
like the Spirit World.
Spirit World.
Yeah. Well, this one is like they reprinted it for the first time in like 35 years or 40 years, and it's the first issue plus all the pencils that they like darkened a little bit, so it's not. It doesn't look completely inked, but it's not like annoying to look at.
Right.
But yeah, it's the first 2 issues of In the Days of the Mob.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it looks good. I haven't read it yet, but
yeah, it's. I mean, we'll probably talk about it next week as well. But I've said before that it's only within like the past 5 years or so that I've become a Kirby fan.
Right.
Like I was kind of anti-Kirby for a very long time.
Right.
and have seen the error of my ways.
Awesome.
Because I love looking at his art online. But yeah, I've never really read anything that he's ever drawn before, other than just the rare, reprints of something that Stan Lee.
Some origin story or something. Right. Yeah. Well, this one is all Kirby, baby. Stan Lee didn't even get a credit because this one is from DC Comics.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say this. I have read, because I think I borrowed that Miracle Man trade that you have. And I read some of those. And, I mean, old comics, they're sometimes kind of hard to just get through.
Right.
But, I mean, we've read Kirby solo stuff and we've read Stan Lee solo stuff. And there's something missing from both of them.
Yeah.
That together, there's something there between the two. Despite all the whatever else is going on here.
Right.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Sweet. Yeah.
Because, I mean, and again, this is all stuff that we could be talking about next week.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have the Streetwise anthology.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah, that's got
a
Kirby story.
Yeah, it's got a Kirby story about him being a kid and getting involved with street gangs or
Right.
whatever. And it's all penciled.
Yeah.
And it's written by him, and I love that story.
It's great, yeah. I haven't read that in years, but I do. That to me was the standout one, and I wasn't even a huge Kirby fan at the time.
Right.
I liked Jack Kirby, but I probably bought it because there was an Evan Dorkin story or something in it. But then I read the Kirby one, I was like, wow, this is amazing.
Right. And it was exactly the same way. I was not a Kirby fan at all, and I loved that story.
Mm-hmm.
And it probably what set the tone eventually for me to become the full convert that I am now. So.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, can't say that I'm not a little disappointed that we're not going to read something that has Kirby Crackle and crazy cosmic shit.
I kind of flipped through it. There's some car crashes. I think I maybe have saw some Kirby Crackle when I was flipping through it.
Okay.
Maybe. Smoke from Ma Baker's car or something.
Right. Cool. All right. Jack Kirby.
In the days of the mob.
Sweet. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right. We should stop bugging these people.
Yeah. Sorry, people.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. You can subscribe to the show from guttertrash.net or from iTunes and leave us a review. Visit guttertrash.net for email information, links to our Facebook and Twitter pages, and for other podcasts and websites in the Gutter Trash Network. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.